In June 2017, images from NASA's 4WD space probe revealed strange remains on the surface of Mars. The pictures showed a humanoid skull lodged amongst Martian rubble. Humanoid, but not human. It appears to be the skull of a Sasquatch, or Bigfoot. As journalist John Austin reports, the legendary monster primate may even be an alien brought to Earth on UFOs to gather samples before being whisked off back to another part of the galaxy. Does Bigfoot exist? And if it does, could it be from another world? The legend of Bigfoot has mystified people for generations. According to Indigenous Canadian folklore, the creature is a huge and hairy humanoid that lives in forested areas. It was first brought to wider public attention in 1818, when the Edinburgh Advertiser reported that a menacing, baboon-like carnivore had been seen in the Gulf of Mexico. It purportedly vanished before residents were able to capture it. Since then, despite hundreds of sightings, the creature has never been caught. Cryptozoologist Dr. Franklin Rule says evidence dates to the 19th century. He says in 1888, American cattle herders were invited to visit cave-dwelling crazy bears by a Native American tribe. But when they reached the cave, they were met by hefty humanoid creatures covered in long, shiny black hair with no neck, sitting cross-legged. The Native Americans explained that these creatures had been sent to Earth from a distant moon. The moon had appeared on Earth to deliver the creatures before returning to the far reaches of the universe. Dr. Rule believes this story should be understood metaphorically. He insists that it is highly likely that the crazy bears were really Bigfoots, and the moon a spacecraft. Incredibly, many who have had extraterrestrial encounters say the aliens they meet strongly resemble Bigfoot. In 1973, Reefa Hatefield witnessed a UFO in the trailer park next to her home. Close by, she saw a grey, necklace ape with a chunky waist and snout silently shuffling past vehicles. After circling the area, both the beast and UFO disappeared. Weeks later, a group of Pennsylvania farmers spotted a UFO giving off a blinding white light and went to investigate. According to Dr. Rule, as the locals drove toward it, they saw a pair of gargantuan creatures covered with thick, matted hair, luminescent green eyes, and long arms that dangled below their knees. When they reached the scene, the UFO returned to the sky and the creatures ran into the woods. They were never found. In 2012, amateur Bigfoot hunter Bill Penning discovered footprints belonging to the creature and noticed an intriguing parallel with previous finds. Nearly all known Bigfoot trails end suddenly, as if the creature has disappeared into thin air. Penning says this cannot be a coincidence. He believes the ends of these trails represent where they open portals to other worlds and leave the Earth. Amazingly, this theory is consistent with eyewitness reports. Researcher Kane Michael says that increasingly, Bigfoot hunters are reporting run-ins with what is known as the orange orbs. These are fast-moving lights that one may think are alien in nature, but seen in areas associated with Bigfoot. Kane believes these mysterious orbs could be the alien portals. However, currently there is no convincing proof that Bigfoot exists. Until we can study it scientifically, we cannot know whether or not the creature is an alien. Studies of the available evidence have yielded disappointing results. In 2014, Oxford University researchers tested all 36 known DNA samples from anomalous primates. Many of these were rumored to come from animals like Bigfoot, but tests revealed very ordinary sources, including deer, sheep, wolves, raccoons, and porcupines. Indeed, the creature only really came to the public's attention after a massive Bigfoot hoax put people on alert. In 1958, Northern Californian prankster Ray Wallace carved huge wooden feet and made a fake footprint trail in the forest. The truth was not revealed until after his death in 2002, but the hoax gave birth to the legend as we know it. Finally, there is nothing to suggest the Bigfoot skull spotted on Mars is anything more than an unusually shaped rock. It is likely that the sighting is a case of pareidolia. This psychological phenomenon causes people to interpret random shapes as faces and other everyday objects. University College London psychologist Sophie Scott says pareidolia represents how you're interpreting the world based on your expectations, rather than anything that's necessarily in the object. Therefore, if we look at images of Mars hoping to spot signs of life, we are much more likely to trick ourselves into seeing them. It would not be the first time this bizarre visual response has convinced people of life on the red planet. In 1976, one of NASA's Viking orbiters captured images from Mars's Cydonia region. The photographs showed a massive alien monument resembling a human face built into the rock. It was an international sensation, but more sophisticated probes later revealed there was no face. As NASA explained in a public statement, it had been an optical illusion caused by sand dunes and their shadows giving the illusion of eyes, nose, and mouth. While many suspect there is intelligent life elsewhere in the universe, we have not yet collected proof of its existence. The closest we may have got was an announcement by NASA in 2017. The space agency revealed that its Cassini probe had discovered the conditions for life on Jupiter's moon Europa and Saturn's moon Enceladus. However, there is no evidence that these conditions have actually produced living organisms. Without proof for the existence of either Bigfoot or aliens, the chances of the hulking ape coming from another planet seem small. But the mysterious glowing orbs and Bigfoot-like extraterrestrial sightings do not have an explanation. It may only be a matter of time before we discover an even more shocking truth.